old lawyer judge friend of mine in Georgia used to say that the law is a very jealous mistress.
Hmm.
It'll want a lot of your time, you know, and that it's very easy to get really busy, um, and to the point where you start to neglect other things in your life. And that's why, you know, you look at attorneys, they have some of the highest rates of like substance abuse,
Hmm.
you know, marriages fall apart, that kind of thing. It's not a surprise. You know, it's a very taxing job, you know, because you hear like, you know, what Michael and I do, we deal with people usually at their worst moment. They've been in a car wreck and they're
Hmm.
catastrophically injured. You know, they've been arrested and their whole life is upside down. Their whole family's life is upside down because they've got to figure out now, how do we deal with this sort of new reality? But then you take all that and you're sort of sworn to secrecy, right? Because everything you talk about with the client is confidential. So it's not like you can come, you know, there's like very few places you have that outlet. So
Hmm.
the people that you work with become important because they're sort of your sounding board. You know, they're sort of your levity. They maintain, you know, what you're as normal as you can be. And so it's easy when you first start being an attorney to let that kind of wash over you and not be able to manage it. So the one thing about coming out here that was, you know, the reset for me was that I had some idea of kind of, this is what I don't want to do.
Hmm.
I don't want to get, you know, overworked. I don't want to, you know, I was guilty of that in Atlanta where I was, you know, working 10, 12-hour days.
Hmm.
And then, you know, add to that an hour commute each way. And so, you know, that was neglecting my home life. And when we came out here, I was like, I don't want to do that again. And so that was a priority.